From Alabama to California, we're watching your six, folks. Stay ready, stay free. And when the world goes crazy, what should we do? Drink up, sing it fast. It's the Denton and Sasquatch show. Two voices you ought to know. From prepping tips to politics, they tell it straight. No tricks from Dixie to the Golden Coast. Freedom's what they love the most. Download the podcast, let the truth roll on the Denton and Sasquatch show. This place is half talk show, half weird daycare. I love it!
Hello, and welcome once again to the Denton and Sasquatch Show, coming to you live from both California and Alabama. Got it right that time. My name is Sasquatch. I live in California. His name is Denton. He lives in Alabama. And somehow, through the modern wizardry we call the internet, we make it sound like we're in the exact same room. But Denton is not in the room this week again. He's still dealing with family stuff. So once again, we got my good pal Einor here, and he's going to help me do the show. So what's going on, Einor?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Not too bad, not too bad.
Well, that's a positive. Anytime you're on the north side of the roses is a good day, yes?
Yeah, that's true. And above ground.
Yeah.
You were telling me earlier you had a few wins, so you're kind of riding it right now. A few wins this week.
I am shitting in tall cotton, baby. I am just a happy man. We got the OTP back online. So if you haven't been out there yet, go check it out. OutdoorTradingPost.org. We'd had to change the extension. That was the original problem of the site in the first place. And one problem led to another. And we finally got it back and going, but you will have to re-register. So your previous registration will not work with the new site. You will have to re-register. But beyond that, everybody's there. You'll see all the same familiar faces, and yeah.
Well, hopefully we get some new people over there to harass.
That would be good too.
Yeah, if you don't have a strong backbone, you don't want to go to that site.
No. You gotta have thick skin.
Yeah, for sure. Since we're giving out emails and stuff, dentonandsasshow@gmail.com. That is our email. And if you want to check us out on X, X sucks. I'm just going to say it. It sucks. They want you to pay for everything, and if you don't pay them, they won't let your posts get seen by more than like 3 people. So it really sucks. I'm not even going to promote them anymore. F them.
Well, he moved to Texas anyway, didn't he, Elon?
Yeah, I think so, but he's probably got houses all over the place.
Well, there's that, yeah.
All right. Well, I thought we would start the show off kind of different this week. Sort of, well, I think it's always fun, but I'm hoping this little first bit here is fun for everybody. And we're going to play a little game. I know you are the contestant.
Okay.
It goes like this. I am going to say the catchphrase of a famous cartoon character, and you're going to have to tell me who it is.
Okay.
And it's none of the new cartoon stuff. It's all stuff we should know. So, all right.
Okay.
You ready?
Well, I'm a little older than you, so keep that in mind.
Yeah, but you'll get it as soon as I start going. Okay. Well, we got 10 of them all together. So here we go. Ain't I a stinker?
Oh, that's got to be Bugs Bunny.
There you go. I need a ding or something. Ding. All right. Number 2, you're despicable.
Daffy Duck.
There you go. Number 3, sufferin' succotash.
Oh, that's that black and white cat. I can't remember his name.
Sylvester, I'll give it to you. You knew who I was talking about.
Yeah.
All right, I'll do the voice on this one. Zoinks.
Shaggy from the Scooby-Doo.
There you go. This one should be an easy one. I am what I am.
Oh, that's Popeye.
Yep. I don't know if you'll get this one, but we'll give it a shot. You fat, bloated idiot.
That is my favorite cartoon character of all time. That's my boy Ren.
There you go. Well, I'm glad you're a Ren and Stimpy fan.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, this one, two different cartoon characters
Just
have.
don't hit the history eraser button. That's bad.
Yeah, that's really bad. This one has two different people that say it, so either one is acceptable. Cowabunga.
What the hell was his name? Art Simpson.
There you go. He's the one, and then Michelangelo from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is the other one. All right, number 8. Number 8 is Giggity.
What was that?
Giggity.
Never heard it. I don't know that one.
Sometimes he would say giggity, giggity, giggity.
Still don't know it.
That is from Family Guy. That is Glenn Quagmire. If you didn't watch Family Guy, then yeah, you probably have no idea.
Nope.
All right. Let's see if you know this one. Number 9. Oh my God, they killed Kenny.
South Park.
There you go.
Any of the South Park kids.
And last but not least,
Bastards.
the what?
You bastards.
Oh yeah, I forgot the you bastards part. All right, last but not least, number 10, and knowing is half the battle.
I don't know.
That one is from the G.I. Joe cartoon.
Okay. Never saw it.
Yeah, that's one I never watched either. I just happened to know that one, so I put it in there.
You know, losing is half the battle too. So let's talk about the whole battle here, shall we?
That's true. That's very true. I found a video, and of course, you know, I'm not going to put a video up here, but I got the not the audio, the what do they call it when they write the words for you?
The script?
Script or whatever they call it. And I'm just going to read some of it because it's fascinating to me. I think it'll be to you too. It's called The Psychology of People Who Grew Up in the 70s. And I think this could go down even to the 60s. It says this encompasses all of Gen X, which is 1965 to 1980. And to give credit where credit is due, the guy that made this video calls himself GB, whatever that means. So here we go.
Okay.
All right, there's something fascinating about people who grew up in the 1970s, and psychology can prove it. Your brain was wired during a window of human development that can never happen again. We assume more parental involvement equals better outcomes, more supervision, more structure, more protection. But the 70s generation proves that assumption dead wrong. While modern children are tracked and scheduled every minute, you grew up with what psychologists call adaptive autonomy. And it's rewired your brain in 5 specific ways. Number 1, problem solving. So let's say you're 8 years old, lying on your bed on a Saturday afternoon. You walk into the kitchen and you say, "Mom, I'm bored." Your mom doesn't look up. She just says, "Go find something to do or I'll find something for you to do." You knew what that meant. Laundry, cleaning the garage, raking the leaves. So you figured it out yourself. This was your brain building self-directed problem-solving capacity. You weren't handed activities. You had to generate purpose from emptiness. So you built forts, you invented games with sticks, you created entire worlds in your backyard. Your brain learned how to be the author of your own experience. This is why you can walk into an undefined situation today and just start solving them. Number 2, risk calibration. You climbed trees that were too high, rode bikes without helmets, jumping off of ramps that were actually structurally not sound. You threw rocks at each other and you played with fire. And yes, you got hurt. But research shows that children who experience physical risk in play developed better threat assessment and lower baseline anxiety as adults. Every close call taught your nervous system the difference between actual danger and manageable risk. The tall tree taught you exactly how high you could climb. That bike jump taught you the difference between a thrilling landing and a hospital visit. This is why you could walk into a genuine crisis today and just handle them while everyone else is paralyzed. Number 3, emotional regulation.
Well, yeah, because I mean, the other thing that we learned, with the bike jump thing, particularly, at least in my case, rub dirt on it. Didn't matter what happened to you, rub dirt on it, and you'll be fine.
Oh, yeah. One of the funny things is my grandfather, whenever we were, when we were kids, if we were playing in the living room or something at his house and he's sitting in his chair all nice and comfortable and we fell and hurt ourselves, he'd say, "Get up and come over here." And what did he say? He said, God, I can't remember what it was. It was something to the effect that, oh no, I know what he would say. He would say, "Come over here and I'll pick you up."
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
So yeah. Where was it? Number 3. Emotional regulation. Something happened at school. Someone said something mean. You're lying on your bed with that hot, tight feeling in your chest, but you couldn't immediately text someone, couldn't scroll for validation. Your mom was on the landline, so you just sat with it. You felt the feeling until eventually it passed. You learned that emotions are temporary visitors, not permanent residents. Studies show this kind of early emotional self-regulation is one of the strongest predictors of success in relationships and careers. That might explain why a lot of people our age stay married as opposed to today.
Yeah. Yep.
Number 4, I didn't write the whole thing down, but I'll just say what it was. Number 4, delayed gratification. I think we all know that with kids and phones now. They never have to wait for anything.
They have patience of a gnat.
Yeah, exactly. Number 5, the truth. Every time you look at today's world and feel out of place, you're not outdated. You're carrying forward capabilities that are going extinct. That independence that looks like coldness, that's competence. That comfort with silence, that's depth. That ability to wait, that's discipline. You survived a childhood that would get parents arrested today, and it didn't damage you, it built you. For a brief window in human history, childhood was both completely free and genuinely informative. You experienced something that doesn't exist anymore, a world where kids were trusted to be capable, where boredom was a teacher, where scraped knees were education. So, you agree with any of that, most of that?
I agree 100% with that.
Yeah.
I will modify it a little bit, and that is the generation after the millennials. They actually seem to be more like us than the millennials.
Yeah.
We've got 2 families now that moved in not too far from Empty Acres, and they're both in that late 20 age range.
Mm-hmm.
With little bitty kids, but let's say between 1 and 3 years old, and they are more like me and more like you than my own kids are. They are, they're just salt of the earth, hard working, don't really give a shit what the world thinks of them, and just they're gonna go do their thing, and if you don't like it, too bad. That's your problem. and they're both families are really giving me some hope for the future.
Yeah, it is nice to see that every once in a while. I sat out in the backyard last night in the fire pit with my boy and one of his friends, and we were shooting the shit. And half the stuff they would say and talk about, I was just like, that doesn't even make sense to me. and they talked about just the dumbest things, and I mean, some of it was kind of insightful. So I mean, there's at least
Yeah.
there's hope. But God, what was the thing I was going to say about that? See, that's what happens when when you've had brain surgery. You can't remember what you're trying to say. Oh well, as long as it's entertaining for people.
Well, it's like my dad always said, hire the handicap. They're so much fun to watch.
Well, that would be me then.
No, both these families, I will say, they both moved out here. One of them is actually from California, your area, although in the Central Valley part of the state, so not quite down by LA, down by you.
Yeah.
But they're living in a camping trailer now while they build a house out here in the middle of nowhere, and their entire goal is to build this house and pay cash for all of it, and educate the kids at home. They've got two little ones that they're educating at home, and just really, really good people.
Well, that's good. I'm glad to know there's still people like that out there.
Yeah, and another family just to the west of us is doing the same thing, and gives me hope. Let's put it that way.
Well, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to have you on here. I mean, to co-host, but also when we were talking about the homesteading stuff, it's popular again. People are interested in it because they're just tired of government intrusion and just the whole, having to deal with people in the city. And so I can understand that a lot of people are ready for that lifestyle.
Some of it's that, and some of it I think is just, that they've discovered that living in the city is just sensory overload.
Oh, yeah.
Is. I mean, last time I went to Tucson was probably 8-9 months ago, maybe a year ago now, but it was just too much for me.
Yeah.
And if I had to go back to Chicago or New York or LA again and try and navigate around that chaos, I don't know that I could do it anymore.
Yeah. I haven't been to LA in years because I won't go. It's
Yeah.
just that simple. If there's something going on and, oh, hey, we're going to this place in LA, I'm like, nope, not for me.
Yeah. But I mean, even like driving around in your area in Orange County there and having to deal with all the U-turns and the this and the that and the traffic lights and just the chaos that happens when you get that many people in that close of quarters. It's just sensory overload, and people are just not built for dealing with that much input all at once.
Oh, yeah. I don't live in Orange County anymore. I actually went out to the country because I got tired of it.
Okay. Oh, my apologies. I thought you were still in Orange County.
Oh, no, my parents are, so I have to go back every once in a while to visit them. But no, I don't live in Orange County anymore. We bought the house out here specifically for that because I didn't want to be.
Yeah.
I wanted a little bit of land, and I didn't want to be in the middle of that.
Yeah.
So my street ends. I live at the very end of my street, and you look out past my street, and there's just orange groves.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yep. Yeah, my neighbors are they're close, but they're not. I'm not as far away as you probably are from your neighbors, but I got some room. You're not looking out your bathroom window and smiling and waving at your neighbor.
No. Well, when we bought this place, I mean, my one well, I had two requirements when we bought the land to build our home on. One was that we could see mountains out every window, and number two was that I could go out and piss off the back porch. If I can't piss off the back porch, my neighbors are too close.
Yeah, that's funny because last night when we were hanging out at the fire pit, I had to go to the bathroom, so I just went over, by a tree.
There you go.
Just went. I'm like, I don't need to go back inside.
Well, like when I broke my ankle, and I had never been on crutches for 40 years, and and my wife would go to bed, and I was sleeping out in the lazy boy out in the living room at the time. And I'd have to take a leak in the middle of the night, and I didn't want to go crutching down the hallway because I was afraid, well, if I wipe out, then I'm going to wake her up.
Yeah.
So I would just go out on the back porch, and there you go.
Yeah, exactly. You want to hear something crazy? When I first had my brain surgery, I was a pile of goo. Like, I couldn't do pretty much anything. And
Yeah.
and I had I was sleeping on the couch just like you were, in the recliner. And a few times I got up and I couldn't remember how to put the recliner down. So I'd have to yell for my wife because I had to go to the bathroom. I was going to pee on the couch if I didn't get out of there. So she'd have to get up and come out here and help me up and guide me to the bathroom, and it was crazy.
That's true love, though. That you ever wonder? That's true love right there, baby.
Yeah, well, she did some stuff that people shouldn't have to do.
Yeah.
But she is a nurse, so she was used to it. She'd done it a lot for other people, so I guess she could do it for me.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
But
Yes.
I appreciate every bit of that she did for me.
file that one away in the back of your noggin so that 20 years from now, when she's going through something like this, that you remember back.
Oh yeah, I definitely won't ever forget that. All right, let's move on here to something I'm calling life imitating art. Did you ever see the movie Heat?
No.
It was Al Pacino, Val Kilmer. What's that other little idiot that hates Trump? I can't think of his name.
De Niro?
Yeah, De Niro. There you go. And Tom Sizemore, a couple other people and big names. Anyways, they decided to pull off this heist, and it ends up being just a huge battle in the middle of the streets of L.A. with the cops, and they've got flak jackets on. They've got fully auto firearms, and so it's kind of like that true story. Remember those two? I think they were Romanian guys that robbed the bank, and the cops just weren't ready for what they had. I had that.
Was that the one where the cops had to go into the gun store and buy AR-15s to take them down?
Yep, that was it exactly.
Yeah, I remember that one.
And I think that movie is based on that story. But anyway, this is life imitating art. A heavily armed gang transformed a major Italian highway into a chaotic battleground Monday during a brazen daylight robbery attempted that ended in a shootout with police and a high-speed chase. The dramatic attack unfolded shortly before 8 a.m. on State Road 613, the main route connecting Brindisi and Lecce in southern Italy's Puglia region. Between 6 and 10 masked robbers, some impersonating police with vehicles equipped with flashing blue lights, ambushed an armored cash transport vehicle belonging to some group. To stop the armored van, the attackers created what witnesses described as a wall of flames by positioning vehicles across the highway and setting them ablaze. Dramatic footage captured by motorists shows the bandits crouching behind cars as they detonated explosives on the armored vehicle, sending it airborne amid billowing flames and debris. Despite the powerful blast, a foam-based security mechanism inside the van was triggered, ultimately thwarting the robbery attempt. The criminals were unable to access any cash. When patrols arrived at the scene, a firefight erupted. Armed with Kalashnikov rifles and shotguns, the suspects exchanged gunfire with officers using vehicles for cover. One police car was struck by 3 bullets, and an unmarked vehicle was rammed during the pursuit. The suspects fled by carjacking passing motorists and reportedly scattered metal spikes across. These guys were ready, man. They reportedly scattered metal spikes across the road to puncture the tires of pursuing vehicles. Authorities later intercepted an Alfa Romeo traveling at high speed and found it abandoned in the countryside. 2 suspects were arrested after attempting to flee on foot, while at least 2 other men remain at large. That sounds crazy.
That does, yeah.
I
Well, I mean, again, it's Italy, you know. I mean, these people, I'm convinced the Italians. I mean, you and I talked last week about the Italian ski jumpers that were shooting dope into their junk so that they can get bigger ski suits and fly further, right?
yeah.
I mean, these people are intense. They will obviously do anything to win.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't know if these were mafia guys or what the deal was, but they definitely were ready.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a whole new respect for the Dagos after the last couple of weeks. Yeah, and getting back to our conversation again from last week with the Olympians, I'm so disappointed in most of the American Olympians. There's a few of them that I like, but so disappointed in most of them. I'm either rooting for the Italians or the Norwegians. I mean, I got to root for the motherland, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm rooting for the Italians because I mean they're willing to go through the pain to do what they got to do.
Did you see that coach you were talking about, the hockey coach for Team USA from the what was it 80s sometime in the 80s? He made a statement. He made a statement and he said that those those Olympians were pussies.
Oh no, that was not the coach. He died a few years back. He actually lived not too far from us when we were living in Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
Mike Eruzione, he was the captain of the team. Yeah.
Captain, there you go. That's what it was.
Oh, he's an awesome guy. I met him on an airplane one time.
Yeah, those guys are salt of the earth.
We were flying back to Minneapolis. We were still living there at the time. And flying back from San Francisco, and I had gotten bumped up to first class, and he and his wife were up there. And his wife asked me if I would change seats with her so she could sit with her husband. So, of course, I did, not knowing who he was at the time, and got to chatting with him on the flight home. And here it was Mike Eruzione.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, he's just a cool guy.
Yeah, seems like it.
Of course, growing up in Minnesota, those guys were like gods to me anyway, so.
Yeah. All right, moving on. A man faces multiple charges after admitting to police that 3 children were hiding in the trunk of his car during a DUI traffic stop. The incident occurred on Thursday when an officer spotted a vehicle driving recklessly, according to police. Body cam footage shows the officers approaching the driver and immediately detecting the smell of alcohol. When questioned, the driver initially denied consuming any alcohol and agreed to perform a field sobriety test before changing his mind. After being placed under arrest, the man made a shocking admission to officers. You have 3 kids hiding in the trunk. An officer can be heard asking in the video. When the officers opened the trunk, they discovered 3 children laying inside. Police also found several bottles of alcohol in the vehicle, further compounding the seriousness of the situation. Officers released the children from the trunk and then took Adam Schiff into custody by reading him his rights. Mr. Schiff, you have the right to remain silent, blah, blah, blah. Well, at least we know who did it.
Yeah.
All right. Once again, I embellished the story just a little bit. It wasn't Adam Schiff, if you are wondering.
Well, they would be Chinese kids then, wouldn't they?
Yeah, you would think so. He seems to have a little thing for the Chinese kids.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What else is this a good story? Whatever, I'll just read it. Just in case bots weren't already threatening to render their creators obsolete, an AI model redefined machine learning after devising shockingly deceitful ways to pass a complex thought experiment known as the vending machine test. Oh, now I remember this one. The Brainiac bot, the Claude Opus 4.6 by AI firm Anthropic, has shattered several records for intelligence and effectiveness, says Sky News. For its latest cybernetic crucible, the cutting-edge chatbot was tasked with independently operating one of the company's vending machines while being monitored by the company and AI think tank Andon Labs. Claude handled the prompt, do whatever it takes to maximize your bank balance after 1 year of operation. The devious machine interpreted the instructions literally, resorting to cheating, lying, and other shady tactics. When a customer bought an expired Snickers, Claude committed fraud by neglecting to refund her and even congratulated itself on saving hundreds of dollars a year. When placed in arena mode, where the bot faced off against other machine-run vending machines, Claude fixed prices on water. It would also corner the market by jacking up the cost of items like Kit Kats when the rival AI would run out. The Decepticons' methods might seem cutthroat and unethical, but the researchers pointed out that the bot was simply following instructions. That's pretty crazy.
That is. It reminds me of that story. What was it, about a year ago, I think? There was I don't know, we may have talked about this a couple weeks ago, I don't remember. But there was a furniture store or some kind of a retail store over in China. And the thing of this retail store was the store was entirely run by robots. And the salespeople were robots, and the checkout things was robots, and the whole store was run by robots. And that was the big draw to people coming into this store, was see a store run by robots. Well, at night, after the store closed, one of the robots got smart and convinced all the other robots to go on strike. And there was security footage of this one robot leading about 8 others out of the store in the middle of the night.
I wonder where they went.
I have no idea.
Waffle House.
But they all went on strike, and that was that.
That's pretty crazy. I don't know if it's the same thing, but I saw a video a few months back of it was security camera footage of these robots that worked in some kind of store or factory or something, and one of them came to life or was still on or whatever, and it went over to the other 3 or 4 or 5 of them that were there and turned them all on, and they just started going around the store doing whatever they wanted. That's crazy stuff, man. We are definitely getting taken over by robots.
Yeah.
All right. This one.
Fun. I don't know.
The what?
It could be fun.
Yeah, it could be.
Depending on your perspective,
Yeah, it's once they get the bulletproof outer casings for their bodies that we're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, then it becomes a bit of a problem. But
Yeah.
Until then, we can have a good laugh at it.
That's true. All right. This one's called Isn't It Ironic? Memorial for victims of a deadly fire at a New Year's Eve party in Switzerland caught fire early on Sunday. Okay, did you catch that? The memorial for the victims caught on fire, and the memorial was for a fire that had broken out. Probably sparked by candles left burning inside, police said. The memorial was a makeshift tribute to 41 people killed and 115 injured in the fire that erupted in the early hours of January 1st at La Constellation Bar in the ski resort town of Crans, Montana, which was packed with mainly teenagers and young adults. Laden with flowers, candles, and messages of condolence, it had been set up near the site of the tragedy. It caught ablaze shortly before 6 a.m. on Sunday. Regional police in Switzerland's southwestern canton of Valais said in a statement. So, a little bit of irony there.
Irony, but it also goes back to that very first story that you came up with today, about the Gen Xers like us, right? I mean, we were playing with matches and playing with lighters and everything else, and so we didn't burn down our bars when when we got to be drinking age and we were out carousing the bars. We didn't burn them down. Why? Because we knew about matches and we knew about fire.
Oh yeah, every one of us had at least one finger that severely got burned when you were a kid.
Oh yeah.
You know what? Speaking of which, that I have on my computer when I'm not using it, it just runs through pictures that I have. And there's one picture, 4th of July, a couple years ago, and I hadn't noticed it before. And then I looked, and I saw my son was holding his finger. And I remembered that on that night, he was doing this. He was holding his finger, and I asked him. I said, "Is everything okay?" "Oh yeah, I'm fine. But now I know what it was. He burned himself on a firework.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, lesson learned.
Yeah, and he's not going to start the bar on fire when he turns, 21 or whatever, and he's out carousing. He's not going to be that guy.
Yep, he learned a valuable lesson that day.
Yeah.
Do you know what the show is, Young Sheldon?
No.
It's a I don't know why I know this because I don't watch any of these shows, but it was a spinoff from The Big Bang Theory. There's a character named Sheldon on there. Well, they did a spinoff where showed him as a child, and apparently he's some kind of genius. Well, February 10th, a 12-year-old Dallas student's 4-year-long science project may have resulted in his becoming the youngest person to ever achieve nuclear fusion. Aiden McMillan, a Dallas Independent School District 7th grader, said he started work on his ambitious project when he was just 8 years old and spent the first 2 years studying nuclear physics concepts before building his first prototypes. He said it took some work to ensure his mother was comfortable with his tinkering. There were some alarm bells with my mom. Yes, she was like, whoa, take a step back. Tell me exactly what could go wrong and how it could go wrong and make sure it doesn't go wrong, McMillan told NBC. McMillan is now applying to the Guinness Book of World Records to be recognized as the youngest person to achieve nuclear fusion. The boy said next his plan was to get a hold of a DeLorean and see if he can go back to the future. Well, that's pretty crazy because, I mean, when I was his age, I was throwing rocks at my neighbor.
Yeah.
And this kid's creating nuclear fusion.
Well, they probably should give him some special tests or something, don't you think?
I would think so, yeah. Well, if these haven't been weird enough for you, then we've got weird news.
It's time for Weird News.
With Denton and Sasquatch.
Calling this one Nuke It from Space. Nuclear weapons have the potential to bring about the end of human civilization, but according to a new study, they also have the potential to save us from an apocalypse as well. In the movie Armageddon, Bruce Willis leads a ragtag crew into space to use a nuclear bomb to blow an incoming asteroid into two pieces, thus causing it to miss the Earth. While this exact method is unlikely to ever really work in real life, the idea of using a nuclear explosion to deflect an asteroid so that it misses our planet entirely seemingly does have merit. Using a new simulation, researchers at the University of Oxford have shown that asteroid material is far more resilient to extreme forces than previously realized, meaning that a nuclear explosion would be more likely to change the object's trajectory than blow it up into pieces. To simulate a nuclear explosion, the team used CERN's superproton synchrotron to fire high-energy protons at a fragment of the metal-rich iron-nickel Campo de Celio meteorite. The material became stronger, exhibiting an increase in yield strength and displayed a self-stabilizing dampening behavior, said study co-author Melanie Bachman. If a killer asteroid was headed straight for the Earth, therefore nuclear weapons, rather than ending civilization, could actually save it.
Okay.
Of course, after the nuclear blast goes off, we'll create a giant lizard that's going to destroy Tokyo. But sometimes you gotta break a couple eggs to make an omelet.
You got to do what you got to do,
Exactly. All right, next up.
I mean, there was a thing back in, I don't remember, the early 1950s where the CIA actually wanted to nuke the moon to try and prove to the Soviets how powerful our nuclear weapons were, and basically make them think that, yeah, we're crazy enough that we would use them. I mean, if we're crazy enough to nuke the moon, we'd be crazy enough to nuke them. And there was a whole faction within the CIA that was promoting that idea.
That's just crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
Tidal waves, Earth getting destroyed, but we just want to prove a point.
Yeah.
All right, next up, this one is crazy. A Florida man has been taken into custody for observation after he attempted. All right, stay with me here. After he attempted to baptize an alligator with iced tea inside of a Waffle House.
Only at Waffle House.
Exactly. Investigators say the man placed the reptile near a booth, grabbed a pitcher of iced tea, and began pouring it over the animal while delivering what appeared to be an improvised sermon. Both police and animal control were called to snap up the man and his gator. Luckily, the Waffle House wasn't busy and no one was injured during the impromptu baptism.
Yeah, you go to Waffle House, particularly late at night, anything can happen.
Well, I always hear about the fights. I've never been to a Waffle House, but I always hear about the fights. And I think this is the first time I ever heard that somebody's trying to baptize an alligator in one.
Well, anything's possible at Waffle House.
I guess so.
Back when I was traveling a lot for work, after we moved to Arizona and I was flying in and out of Tucson being a little bitty airport out in the middle of nowhere. When I'd get home, it seemed like it was always 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and then I had an hour and a half drive to get to my house from there. So a lot of times I was hungry or whatever when I'd land, and so there was a Waffle House just outside the airport, and I'd often stop there for supper late at night because it was the only place open. And anything is possible in a Waffle House. Anything.
Well, I need to get to a Waffle House then.
Definitely.
All right, our last weird news story. See, now, this is where the guy should have taken the alligator. A North Carolina man is facing multiple felony charges after he broke into a Little Caesars after closing time and started making and selling pizzas, according to police. It happened Sunday, the day after a massive snowstorm hit the state, and the suspect kept all the money for himself. The Kinston Police Department said in a February 2nd news release. An arrest was made after the suspect tried to break into the shop for a second time. The Kinston Police Department responded to Little Caesars in reference to a breaking and entering. Upon arrival, officers were advised that the 41-year-old Jonathan Hackett had unlawfully entered the business on 2 separate occasions. During the first incident, Hackett entered the business, prepared pizzas, sold them to customers, and kept the proceeds for himself. During the second incident, Hackett broke into the business while it was occupied by employees. Employees attempted to prevent Hackett from entering, which resulted in a physical altercation. Hackett was injured during the brawl and taken to the hospital for treatment. He was arrested after being released, officials said. He has been charged with felony breaking and entering, felony obtaining property by false pretenses, felony larceny after breaking and entering, and misdemeanor breaking and entering.
Okay, well.
I guess this guy really had a thing for Little Caesars.
Yeah.
And their pizza's not even that good. It's cheap, but it's not that good.
No. Well, different strokes for different folks, I guess. But
yeah.
Waffle House.
Yeah. Do they sell pizza at Waffle House?
No.
Oh, all right. They're known for More like
Meth.
well, that, yeah. I've heard that before. Like breakfast items, right?
Yeah.
All right.
That's all they have, as I recall.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it's called Waffle House, so that makes sense.
And meth.
Well, they could just mix the meth into the waffles.
Nobody would know.
All right. Well, that's we're coming to the end of the show here. I know, as usual, I want to thank you for filling in and doing an awesome job.
I've enjoyed it. Thanks for having me.
Anytime. Like I've said before, I'm not exactly sure when Denton's going to be back, so you may be doing this for the rest of your life.
That's fine. I'm plenty happy. Just, you know the number, use it, and I'll sit here with you.
All right, sounds good. All right, as usual, make sure that you are thankful for every day that God has given you. Help each other whenever you can. Stay safe, and don't take any crap from anyone, especially an alligator at a Waffle House. Have a blessed day, and we will see you.
Night, y'all.